Alrighty, we are working on this 1965 camper van. It's been sitting out here for several years. I never heard it run. There's evidence that it was towed before I towed it because there was a broken strap on the front axle. And anyway, it was sitting for quite some time, and I went ahead and tried to start it with a key. There was no action there, so I had to get my handy little jump starter, my little switch, and hook it up to the starter, and I got it to crank. But when I turned the key to the run position, there was no juice to the coil. So I'm going to turn this around and show you basically what I did on this particular diagnosis. Okay, this is an early V8. I don't know how early, but it's got evidence of some really old stuff. One of them is that point style distributor, and it's got this little window here that you pop up and you can actually adjust those points while it's running. Haven't seen that in a while. Another thing I haven't seen in a while is an oil access where you drop oil in and lubricate that distributor. Man, that takes me back. So get a little close up with that. That's just crazy. You know, oh. Open that up, drop some oil in, boink, lube that distributor. Okay, so 4-bell carburetor, and obviously, you know, the rats have been in here, but since there was no power to the coil, what I did is I basically just jumped it from the battery over to the positive side of the coil, and then I've got a test light on the negative side. And what I do is just go ahead and put it on there. And I don't think I can do this with holding the camera. But this is a way of checking to see if the coil is getting what it needs. If you got 12 volts to the positive side, that's a good start. When cranking, you're going to get full battery voltage to it. After it starts, it's going to switch over to another circuit, and in this case it's a ballast resistor, because you want to chop the voltage, you want to reduce the voltage in the run position, because the coil will not be able to handle full charging system voltage for an extended period of time. So it wants about half that, give or take. But anyway, the diagnosis point I was trying to make is that if you hold the test light on the negative side and the other side is grounded, and then you crank it, the test light should flash, go on and off, boink, 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 very fast. That's what is going to trigger that coil to fire. So we had no spark, and it was a matter of just adjusting the points. So very difficult to get in there and see. But anyway, the first clue was when I pulled off this distributor, there was a brand new rotor in there, and it looks like there's brand new points. So maybe the guy installed the points and rotor, he was doing a little tune-up, couldn't get it running, and gave up, and then time passed. So anyway, we got it running, so now we're going to drop it off of the jack stands and see if we can get the thing in gear and roll it up to the shop. Maybe put some more fuel in it, and hopefully there's not too much bad fuel in it. The only way it's running right now is me spraying this quick starting fluid in there. So anyway, adventures on the CamperVan 1965. And by the way, thanks for watching. walk around of that 1965 camper van. I'm going to show you how the body looks. There's one little issue right there. And the bumper and everything up front is looking pretty good. There is one little tiny wrinkle. You have to really look at it close. Body is pretty straight. Exterior rust. Have a cover for that. That bumper doesn't look like it's been hit at all. Got one pop-out window there. Oh, there's a little hit. And there's the body. That's looking pretty good. Take a look at that roof. Looks pretty good. Exterior rust there. Got some rust at the bottom of the doors. Those doors are filled with insulation. So I believe that's why. Chevy van. Okay, this is a walk around with a little bit more information. I'm learning more and more about this 65 camper van. So anyway, not sure if that's theft deterrent or what. This looks like the water, and I haven't opened up that hatch yet, but here's the propane access, and now I'm pretty sure that that is for water. This goes nowhere except pour gasoline, and it goes on the ground, and what they've got there is what appears to be a gray water tank under there. So the back doors are blocked off because it's got that shower and bathroom on the inside. So before we go see that, I figured out where they put the gas tank. It's right here, and they pulled the battery out so that they could have a bigger gas tank. The other thing is it's quite extensive how big the access is to this engine. This is a wooden built enclosure for the doghouse and also for the bed. It appears the guy, whoever he was, put a lot of effort into having a lot of stretch out room. I mean, it goes to within like 6 inches of the dash up front to almost the edge of the door on the side. I mean, it's a big bed. And then they've got other different things, different cabinets, pull-outs. There's something that people might remember, old rabbit ears for television. Boy, if that doesn't take you back. So this is a dual battery system that the guy has put in here. There's the first battery, and then the top goes down on that, and another battery goes right on top of it, and there's the connections. Looks like they're like secondary connections, not as heavy as the starter. So we're gonna get in here and check out the rest of this. All this is a nice shag, and 2-burner stove, small sink, and in the back here is a microwave, if you can believe that. And that's what that 220 cord is for. The rest of this is just storage, and a couple more drawers on the side and a speaker. So probably the most interesting feature of this, I've never seen this before in a Chevy van, is he has a shower in this. And you know, it looks pretty well sealed, and he's also using it for hanging his clothes. So now I'm 5'10", I can barely stand up in here. So I guess it's possible to take a shower in here, but it's cramped. Now he also had a small portable chemical toilet that he put there, and that is what you get. A couple more drawers down there. That's what you get with this 65. So that's what we see so far. You got a couple of really good pop-out windows that that's about, there's no rot on that or the other one. It's missing a few door handles, but you can see those look really good. A lot of this crusty stuff on there, and this is the probably the worst rust spots in here. Now I went ahead and brushed that with a steel brush, and I think the worst side is right here. I went ahead and brushed that out as good as I could, and then on this I scraped that down to the metal, so that's as bad as it gets there. So a little more on the bottom here, different spots. So there you go, 65 Chevy with a hat on it.
That is a sick ass van, man.